Ladies and gentlemen.
Could be the second one, though.
Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen.
Are we sure yet?
No, we are not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Skids and Fab U Lus
We
show.
should really write this stuff down.
Oh, my God.
Being serious.
Yeah, this is the only show where two clowns come on and discuss our train of thought, only to quickly derail. We can't even get through the intro on this one. I'm your host, Skids the Clown. With me this week, this year's MVP,
Fab U Lus! I'm wearing green, and we got a green screen, and it's going to be really weird.
I didn't even think of that. Oh, you're just making more work for me at this point.
You lost me a hello.
Welcome back, everyone.
You missed a strip show.
Yeah. Fortunately, Fab U Lus decided to take off his green shirt to save us some...
Thought it might be nice for once.
Yeah, a little bit of work. If you haven't noticed, not that my technical skills on video creation is great, but you
Better than mine.
You probably guessed that we film in front of a green screen.
It's green.
Just because I don't have anything cool to be behind us. So it just...
We can fix that.
We could change it
We
up.
can fix that.
You know, right now, if we point about right here, you see our... where is he going? Oh, now he's...
Now you got something cool behind you.
We could always put better things behind us on the screen. Maybe a cat video. Something that would actually be worth watching other than this show.
Does a green screen make me look fat?
No, your fat makes you look fat is what that is. So
The love, I tell you.
I know. God, I feel like we're scooting closer to
I know, right?
So it's like scoot.
Scoot.
Anyway, that's a heck of an intro. I feel like we should do that again.
Why? What's the point?
I don't
Really,
know.
what's the point? We're here for fun.
That's the question.
You let us know, folks. Do we need comment on this video? Do you want the same or do you want something different? Do you want us to be
professional?
We need alligators. We need alligators for our intro, and they could we could tap shoes, and they can have tap shoes.
So we're dancing alligators.
Lord of the
Lord of the
We're
dance.
on to something.
What is
We're
that?
on
The
to
river
something.
dance, or alligators are at home in the river, so they probably would be much better at river dancing than I am, which is not saying much because anybody's better at river dancing than I am.
Yeah, me too. Wait, not the I am. I'm in the same shoes.
So wait a minute, were you talking about that the alligators are going to be on the green screen behind us instead of the logo that's right here?
No, they could just be behind us
Okay.
to make sure,
They have to be
we do a
real
good job.
alligators or just poorly dressed foam costumes. I mean, just...
No, I think our online family needs to see
Just
us
trying to
sweating.
figure out how I'm going to...
They need to see us sweat like, oh my goodness, look at those brave souls.
Yeah.
And we could just keep going, ain't she a beaut? Look at her, crikey! Oh! She almost got me too! See, kids, this is why you don't do drugs. We don't do drugs. You should not do drugs. Be more like us.
Yeah, exactly. This is what you have to look forward to if you don't have drugs.
No, what? If you don't have drugs. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
So, after that excellent start, what would you like to talk about this week?
Well, music, actually.
Oh, good.
I actually came up with a new song.
Oh.
I actually wrote a little song. It's in the works. The reason why I came up with this idea was I had my youngest, in the car, and he had his one of his buddies, and they apparently his buddy likes to listen to that. What is it? It's not hip. Wait, no, it's hip hop.
Okay.
No, it's rap. He likes rap. But
I get confused on the difference. I know there is a difference.
There is a
don't
difference.
Make that comment because I know there's a difference. I just don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. He tried to explain it last night, but I was too busy going, what is this you're listening to?
Yeah.
So I kind of wrote a little song. And if it's okay, I'd like to play it.
You may play.
Is it okay? All right, hold on. I brought my guitar.
Okay, he's got a guitar.
As you can tell, it's a little dusty.
Here, I might have to scooch to the side here.
It's a little dusty because I never play. Okay. So, I got my pick, which I just found in the laundry. And
a pick?
I got a pick. I don't normally use a pick.
Don't you have to have enough so you can throw them out into the audience afterwards?
Well, that's why I'm not cool, because I'm jumping out there to grab the other people's because
you don't have one. It's like, hey, before we get started with tonight's concert, does anybody have a pick?
I need a pick. Anybody got a pick?
Yeah, third row back.
Yeah.
Just pass it up. Pass it up.
Right up here.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. So it okay, it kind of goes like this, okay?
That sounded not like rap.
Well, no, it's not. It's not rap at all. It's not rap, but it went off of what I hear when I listen to rap. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah. I'm waiting to see how this.
Okay, this ain't gonna go good because trust me, I'm not good at this. But we're gonna try it anyways. Okay. Gotta always have your intro. Gotta go bathroom! Gotta go potty! Everybody go bathroom! That's what I hear, but only because I didn't understand.
What were you listening to?
It was something about. I don't know what I was hearing. It was like really good beat. Don't get me wrong, but it just drove me nuts. I'm trying to drive and be serious and watch the. No.
No.
What is wrong with the kids today? Why? What are they listening to?
Well, I mean, that's the thing I will immediately argue because every generation says that.
I understand.
Every generation says, when I was those kids' age, I listened to music that made sense and was beautiful and well thought and written and kids these days, they listen to stuff that just doesn't make sense, and so it doesn't matter. Our kids will say the same thing. We think our kids' music is simple and stupid.
Well,
and they think it's the greatest thing in the world.
There's no instruments. It's all computerized. Everything is just. There's no. Honestly, think about it. Okay, when we were growing up, even the music that we listen to nowadays, I mean, they still got instruments: a guitar, drum, bass, whatever, keyboard, violin. I don't care. Even the country people, the polkas. It doesn't matter. The instruments you actually had to learn. Not saying if you work on a computer and you make music out of a computer, you're not learning, you're not intelligent. I'm not saying that at all.
There is a little bit of crafting.
There's a lot.
Scoot back over.
There's definitely a lot of talent there, but it takes all the I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's music to me. It's just, I feel like, okay, my parents, it's just noise. Well, granted, a lot of the stuff that we do listen to that you and I have grown up on is noise. Yeah. It's definitely noise. Don't get me wrong. But it's really cool noise.
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome. But, and I don't know. I mean, I remember being a kid and the whole rap thing came out and the scratching of the records.
I love our sound effect.
You like that, don't you? The whole scratching, that was really cool. I mean, it was. I never got into it. I never got into it. Not really. No, I didn't get really into it. But still, it was better than what's nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up at a time where a lot of rap when it first came out was. First of all, it wasn't played on airwaves because a lot of the rap. I mean, NWA was like brand new at the time, so it was cool enough that I was old enough that I got to experience them when they were brand new. But you got to realize, that most people, especially in Clownsylvania, don't listen to that.
Yeah, no.
So we got a lot of really watered down rap at that time.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum, at that time is when hair bands were really big for the rock scene. So you had, it wasn't like, really cool, like heavy metal. Iron Maiden at the time in like the early 80s and Judas Priest, that was kind of like the quintessential heavy metal bands.
Pretty much.
And to this day, there's nothing you can really say about those bands that is not positive because they defined the genre. Every band that came after that at least learned something from those.
Oh, exactly.
But the problem is that in the 80s, everything that was cool, like rap or heavy metal, even Southern rock and stuff like that, had to be prepackaged.
Pretty much.
And then sent through the commercialized blender and just spit out for the mass airways. So heavy metal all of a sudden became this glammy makeup, wig, spandex infused thing.
All the cool things.
So we started out with bands like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and wound up getting Winger.
Yeah. Winger wasn't horrible.
They weren't terrible.
They were not horrible.
Nelson was probably the worst, worst of the worst.
Nelson.
But it was like in the rap world, you had like NWA, Run DMC, which were good bands.
Yeah.
And then you wound up with bands like the Fat Boys, which wound up just being more of a commercial. They were like
commercialized.
They were like the twisted sister of the rap world.
Without the makeup.
Well, yeah.
But they did have a cool movie, though.
Oh, no.
It was so dumb, it was cool.
I don't think I even ever saw it.
Oh, man. That was dumb.
But
it was cool.
But
the Fat Boys.
Yeah. I come to realize, though, because even back then you didn't realize how bad it was. And bands like, Motley Crue was when they started, they were much cooler. Then they kind of got big, and then they kind of fell down into that more commercialized music and look and everything like that.
Yeah.
But regardless of any of that, the point is, when you're 12 years old, everything is cool. And no matter what it is, no matter how bad it is, everything's cool.
Except for the parents.
Except for your parents.
Yeah.
And when you get older,
just saying,
nothing seems as cool now to you as it was when you were 12 years old.
That's
so the
true.
coolest point it's like Einstein's theory of relativity. The only thing that is cool in the world is what happened when you were 12 years old.
Now it's like Siegfried.
And everything else sucks. Nothing in the future will ever be as cool as when you were 12 years old. Nothing before that was as cool as when you, personally, were 12 years old.
Yep.
And the only other people that can appreciate that are people who were 12 years old at the exact same time that you were 12 years old.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you say that music is dumb now, but that's because you're no longer 12 years old. 12-year-olds think that everything cool that's happening right now at the time of this recording is the best. So all those electronic beeps and boops and stuff like that doesn't require
basically like what your phone is doing right now.
Is the coolest thing in the world.
This is what I'm talking about. You don't call or text this guy because he don't answer. This phone's been going off for like the last 5 minutes, and he hasn't. Well, now he looks at it. Now,
well, it's not on.
I said, well, it's been going off. My arm's been vibrating. Dude, don't answer his phone. Look.
See, no, it's just Pokemon alert.
Oh, Pokemon alert.
That's all we're missing.
He's more worried about Pokemons. I could be like stuck up in a tree because a cat chased me and I'd scared. And I'd be like, dude, Skid, save me. Just save me. And
if you send me like hey, there's a Pokemon here.
Got him. No. Ah!
Dude, there's a Pokemon at the bottom of this tree. I would come.
That's a... I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got a Pokemon if you answer this phone.
So anyway, I don't know a lot of modern music. Is there anything new or different?
It all sounds everything sounds the same. And it doesn't matter if it's Beyonce or New Kids on the Block, which I guess they're coming back.
But that doesn't count then. New Kids on the Block were like New Kids in like 1989. They're not new kids. They're like old geezers.
Oh, they're geezer kids.
On the Porch now is the new name of the band.
Yeah, they should be.
They weren't good back in the 80s and 90s.
No, they weren't.
Can't be good now.
That's one thing I never want to be like that famous. You know what I mean? Ever in my life, I don't like, ever want to be that famous because. Listen, okay, I am a hardcore Ozzy fan. I love Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne, for those who are uninitiated.
Yeah, great music, everything, just freaking awesome. His last album was horrible.
Yeah.
And you just think, and I understand, you got to keep moving with the times. You know?
Yeah, and
every group does it. You know,
sometimes
every group
you're
does it.
just not meant to be pretty up to date with your sound. Maybe here's an example.
Stick with what works.
Yeah, here's a good example. Judas Priest, actually, we mentioned him earlier in the show. Judas Priest just released a new album, or are going to release a new album. I'm not sure if it's out at the time of this recording or not. This album sounds like it could have been recorded back in 1979, which for a lot of people would say, well, that sounds terrible. Why would anybody want to record something that sounds like it's 40 years old?
Because it worked.
That's what they're good at, honestly. And
what works.
Some things like that are pretty timeless. Now, I understand that if a band wants to basically progress with the times, they want to seem modern and stuff like that.
And not seem old.
Then they don't want to do the same thing over. And then there is a point to just a band that does the same thing over and over. Every
AC/DC
album sounds like the last album.
AC/DC.
That was a good example. AC/DC was...
They sound the same. Every album, I mean, they change things up a little bit, but nothing ridiculous.
Nothing really big.
But I love AC/DC, though.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I love them, because they freaking rock.
After 17 albums, do you really need the same song with different words? That's the thing.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're all the same, but they're all different. And I'm sorry, AC/DC... They prove they can do it. They still sell out shows.
Yeah.
You know, you have people like, I almost said the M word, but it's hard.
Well, I don't know which M word.
The Alaka one.
Oh, yes.
You know,
they just announced a huge world tour. They're actually they're going to almost every city in the world, and they are actually stopping somewhat close to Clownsylvania.
And I can't go.
Because you don't want to, or because like you are physically banned from the venue?
Well, we're not going to talk about that one.
Funny story.
Well, you see what happened was, no, I just, Metallica to me is Metallica, old Metallica. Old Metallica rocked. Raw. It was just right in your face. And then apparently they weren't making the money, apparently.
Yeah. They're a quintessential example of this point.
Yeah.
They basically had a established fan base, an established sound.
Very established.
And they were good at what they did. In fact,
awesome.
Every other of the big four thrash bands of the 80s, everybody looked up to Metallica because they were the example.
Yep.
Anthrax was one of those four, Slayer and Megadeth.
Which Megadeth
totally rocks to this day. Actually, all three of the other bands
just completely
are still
awesome
except Metallica.
Except Metallica.
Now, Metallica, and you all can argue, you can leave comments about your opinion on this, but...
Now, we're just stating our opinion.
This is just our opinion, but somebody who kind of grew up in that area, the thing is that Metallica looked at their existing fan base and said, you know what? We're not going to make music for the people that put us where we are now.
Exactly.
We don't want our fans that have been there for us
from the beginning
to listen to our music anymore. We want to go and chase these fans over here who have never listened to us before, but we want them to start listening to us.
Exactly.
Now,
so they came out with the Black Album?
Metallica album? That was the first of...
That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, because at first, the true fans of Metallica, the old sound of Metallica, were kind of like, okay, well, this is different. But I get it.
You can hear them on the radio.
Yeah, we can hear them on the radio.
Actually hear them on the radio, which was cool.
But the more you listen to it, it's like, I don't get it. Not sure.
No.
But then they went ahead and released Load, which at that time, a lot of fans just put their hands up and said,
ain't working.
Just done. Can't do it anymore. And at this point, Anthrax, they actually had a new lead singer at this time.
At this time they did, yeah.
They pretty much fired their previous lead singer, who is actually now back with the band.
Well, he's been back, Joey.
He's been back with the band for a while. He was having some alcohol-related issues, so they just couldn't deal with it, and they brought in somebody else.
He rocked.
They bring in another singer. This is a huge change for a huge band.
Oh, yeah.
And they nailed it out of the park.
Oh, from the out of the gate, just bam, done.
Megadeth was changing slightly, but they were still rocking it, and they were bigger than ever.
Oh, yeah.
And bands were just lining up to tour with Megadeth.
Yep.
And Slayer, they were more of that don't change anything. You know, if it ain't broken,
Don't fix it.
don't fix it.
And yeah, Slayer kept.
They just kept rocking. I mean, to this day, now they're finally retiring.
You know,
And
they're grandparents, great grandparents
Exactly.
now. I mean, they're old folks. They really are, but they still rock it though.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Real music. I mean, there's a love and a passion for it.
And Metallica went for the dollar signs, and
Unfortunately.
they changed their sound. And
Although I love their new bass player. Don't
Yes.
get me wrong. He was the bass player for Suicidal Tendencies,
which is a great band.
God, another great '80s band.
I believe Danny still plays with
Really?
them once in a while. I don't know what the exact status of Suicidal Tendencies is. I know that they've toured recently.
Suicidal Tendencies was basically a
think they had-
motley crew of guys. Honestly,
Yeah.
they're just totally complete. All of them were completely different in a way. And it was a rock
Different
punk.
background.
Yeah, different background stuff like
Yeah.
that. Nationalities, whatever. They were like a punk, but they were a rock.
Technically, what they call that is West Coast hardcore.
Well, it worked.
Which is
It worked.
It's exactly what he was describing. The West Coast hardcore was kind of like the merging of the punk sound and the hard rock heavy metal sound.
Their later stuff, I wouldn't dip right into their first album. If you want to check them out, Suicidal Tendencies, I wouldn't dip right into their first album. It's a little hard.
Yeah,
Unless you're into the hard stuff.
it's
not-
leans
it's
a little
not-
more punk than
Yeah, it's a little
than
more
metal.
punk. I mean, it's not like it's not like that. It's actual music. You know, it's actual. I mean, not saying that's not music because that is music. I do dig a lot of that stuff. Shameless plug. But I would dip more into.
There's nothing on my cup, so
Oh yeah, I would dip more into like first off, Lights, Camera, Suicidal. That album.
that was
a
one
good
of their
album.
big albums, and it's a great album.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff on there.
My favorite, personally.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
But
A lot of great stuff on that
everything they
album.
did was great.
Oh, I know. Just bam, good stuff. But anyways, the bass player for Metallica, he started off there, and he did a couple of little side things. He was the bass player for Ozzy for a number of years. Yes,
Did not know that. He probably played bass for Ozzy about the time that Mikey from Faith No More was playing drums.
same time. Yep.
Yeah.
And again, another great band.
Yeah.
But one I know, right? One thing about all these bands, though, they always, you know, when you get big and famous and stuff like that, you have issues. You drugs, alcohol, women, or in some cases,
Just
like Judas
sometimes-
Priest, men. You know,
Yeah. Sometimes it's just personal
things. You know,
like,
and so
I think I'm the best. No, I think I'm the best.
yeah, and they break up, and then they make
Yeah.
amends, and they come back, or they get a new person in there for a while. I mean, it's part of life, I guess, when it comes to any music or whatever. Country, well, that's not really music though.
Yeah,
Which
it's
I
not.
do.
Oh my God! Here comes the guitar again.
I do have a country song.
Oh God!
All right, you ready for this?
I'm not. Terrible. Just terrible.
Hold on. Gotta have the intro. I'm a country boy.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thank God. That was the shortest country song.
But wait,
ever.
hold on. There's a guitar solo in it. Hold on. Ready?
Do country songs have guitar solos?
And that's all I got.
Isn't that the same as the intro? That
No, it's a solo. It's cool
Oh,
because
okay.
I said I'm a country boy. So country isn't music, just so y'all folks know. Country is like
need to
books,
get
books,
guitar
books that
rock.
ruin movies. That's how I look at country music. Country music is books that ruin movies.
yeah, I wouldn't have to agree except for the whole part about books ruining.
So you like
ruining
country
movies.
music, is what you're saying?
No.
He likes country music, folks.
Don't like it. Don't
I
like
got
it.
mud on my boots because I got a new pickup and I'm off to San Diego.
Do Cowboys go to San Diego?
I don't know.
Are there cows in San Diego?
I don't think there's any cows.
Cowboys
but
do play
football in San
Diego once in a while. Sometimes I don't know.
But I guess that means the Cowboys are a football team?
Yeah, the Cowboys are not really a football team. They're guys who play football. They're not really a team.
That's where they go to relax.
We're being kind of negative today.
We are.
It's like, we hate this. We hate this. We hate this. We hate this.
Sure.
Yeah, just yeah. It's gonna go well with my topic too.
Yeah.
Lay down to me. Give me the line. Feed me the line. Do it. Do it. Do it. No.
That's it. Give me the line.
No lines on me.
Lay your lines on me. Lay your lines on me. Lay your lines on me.
Bon Jovi sucks.
Sucks. I hate Bon Jovi. But anyways, hey, Skids, what's up, man?
All right.
What you want to talk about?
So
let us know.
I will.
Lay it on me, brother.
You know,
you lost me a hello.
Yeah, I see that.
You complete me. Ah!
So if it wasn't enough for us to complain about everything in your section,
why does my segment got to be so negative?
I'm just going to keep the negativity train on a rolling. I want to talk about the fact that as probably one of the biggest nerds that y'all are knowing, I am sick of comic book movies now. Totally sick and tired of them.
Really?
There are too many. Everything is comic book movies. And the worst part is because they're all sequels of comic book movies. Even our recent release of Black Panther, which I hear is a great movie. But again,
yeah, I heard it's an awesome movie.
I don't get a chance to go see movies in theaters anymore. And I'm still sick and tired of comic book movies. That technically is a sequel because the characters appeared in 2 previous Marvel movies, even though it wasn't centered around that character.
What movies?
It was Captain America: Civil War, and
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen Civil War? That's an older one.
I'm still working on E.T.
Yeah, that was like 1984, dude.
I cried.
I was like,
I cried.
You must not have even been born yet because I was like a mere child at the time. Well, I was 10-ish at the time when E.T. came out.
I cried.
It
was on beta.
It was beta, yeah. That was awesome back then. That was the videotapes that you put in the machine. And
that was like pre-VHS tapes.
Pre-VHS, the
which we already had that segment, but we didn't talk about beta.
We talked about it a little bit. I think I don't remember.
Yeah,
but anyway, it was like the HD DVD versus Blu-ray battle when it first came out, and obviously VHS won.
Yeah,
but some say that beta was the superior machine.
I'm going to leave that one alone because I only saw, like, really honestly one thing on beta, and it was my uncle's movie that he kept in his drawer.
We don't want to share that one. But back to my subject here. I was looking at the release of comic book based movies that were coming out, and we just talked about movies last week, so I'm not going to focus.
We talk about movies a lot. We talk about music.
Yeah, but I don't want to focus on the movies themselves. I'm just again going to talk about what we're talking about a just whole release schedule of nothing but comic book movies, sequels to comic book movies, prequels to comic book movies.
But that's what's making money.
And Star Wars. Which is now a comic book too. So, there is a comic book based off of Star Wars.
Bring back old Star Wars, folks. Seriously, get rid of the Disney Star Wars Jar Jar Binks, which I know he was George Lucas, but those comic book movies though are making money though. I mean, they're not bad.
But again, it's
Captain America. I never would have really paid attention to until the first movie came out.
The first movie wasn't that great.
Who was that leading role female? Who was that? What was her name?
Which one in Captain America?
Captain America, the first one. She was hot.
I can't remember. Are you talking about Black Widow?
And she's hot too.
Yeah, she's hot too.
Who was that?
Black Widow.
Yeah.
The
she's
actress's
hot.
name?
Who?
The actress who plays Black Widow. Is that who you're?
I didn't realize you were still talking. I was thinking about Black Widow.
Okay. Now, moving on. My point is simply one thing that we haven't seen a lot in movies that I'm still waiting for, and is a good Lord of the Rings style movie that's like original.
Like what do you mean?
Like more fantasy based with swords and dragons and cool stuff like that. Now, 10 years ago, I was very excited with all the comic book movies that were coming out. But we've done everything. And, the sad thing is the best comic book movies that I saw recently was Deadpool. Just because it was done in a way that hasn't been done very much.
No, I've never seen Deadpool. I've heard it's pretty not
it's
age friendly.
It's definitely R-rated.
Yeah.
And
I'm just moving up to PG-13.
And the fact that it's different because it's R-rated makes it something that stands out from the crowd. Logan was another R-rated comic book movie.
Logan, that's the
Wolverine kind
guy.
of the old man Logan based.
I like those X-Men movies. Those are good movies.
But again, and everything, a lot of the movies we see are the origin stories or early in the comics and stuff like that. Like we discussed in the reboots or rebooting Spawn.
Spawn. Oh, that's right. Spawn's coming back.
How many times have they've had different Spider-Man characters in the last? It hasn't even been 20 years yet.
Yeah.
And we've had like 10 different Spider-Man
who was the
appearances.
first? Tobey Maguire? Is that the first one?
He wasn't the first one, but he was the one in the big Sam Raimi ones.
I liked him. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah,
I thought he was. I haven't seen any of the newer character ones, but I liked the Tobey ones. Those were good.
They need to branch out because if the nerds want to see all their little nerdly categories. So we've seen a lot of the comic book superheroes. We need to go more back into the fantasy-based stuff. Now, Game of Thrones is pretty much just nailing it on HBO. Again, it's not necessarily age-friendly for everybody. It's got a lot of content that I wouldn't let kids see. You shouldn't let your kids see it either. So it'd be nice to have something a little more age-appropriate that those kids can watch and get into the fantasy-based stuff. I'm not the...
Which was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, Lord of the Rings is also
Harry Potter.
Now 20 years old. And Harry Potter's a good example of something that's set more in modern time, but you still get the fantasy base to it.
Yeah.
But again, Harry Potter movies the first one came out almost 20 years ago. And I don't know if there's any...
Been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long now. Remember, Daniel Radcliffe was a small child when that series came out, and now he's...
16, 17?
No, in his 20s, dude. Yeah, he's not old like we are,
I'm going to go back under my rock.
Yeah, apparently you need to, but I don't know if there's any stories or good books or anything like that we could do more of this stuff off of.
Again, books ruin movies.
But most movies come from somewhere.
A script. They start with a script. That's why they have screenwriters.
Even the scripts come. There's nothing out that's really an original thought when it comes to that stuff.
We're pretty original.
No, yeah, we're not original.
Anyway.
That's what they need. Honestly, that's our answer right there. Forget the whole Lord of the Rings stuff. Forget the whole comic book movie stuff. Forget the whole, no, I can't say forget the whole Star Wars thing. I gotta at least have that.
Have some morals.
Maybe tone down as, we don't necessarily
definitely tone down Star Wars, folks.
Yearly releases of Star Wars.
It just takes away from the original.
Cut it back a little bit. But what we need is more clown-based movies.
Real clown-based. Not that, I'm a clown!
Yeah, not the stabby clowns.
Real clowns.
The giggly, funny clowns.
Sorry, I got a new foot pedal.
We need to work on our scripts for clown movies that we can do.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something else that would appeal to nerds that they could do. Now, I'm kind of somewhat interested. I saw this week they had the
TV show.
Which TV show's that?
Baywatch.
That's not entertaining at all, and other than
you had the good-looking women for the nerdy guys, and you had the good-looking guys for the nerdy.
Why is it nerdy? I mean, everybody could appreciate the
I didn't appreciate it. The attractiveness was nice, but I didn't understand the show.
I'm just saying, there's got to be something that they're.
I'm just trying to help you guys out.
I don't know if that's helping.
I'm not saying I'm cool, but I'm not saying I'm a nerd because I'm not smart.
Neither am I. I wouldn't say I'm a nerd. I guess I'm more of a geek.
You're a geek.
Just because
But that's what we love
if I was
about
a nerd, that'd be mean I'd be smart and making lots of money. I'm a geek because I have all the social inadequacies of a nerd, but none of the intelligence. So.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, he's just a geek.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, but we love him. But I'm not the cool jock guy.
Yeah.
I've never been the jock. I've been. What kind of person was I?
I don't know.
I hung out with.
There was like there was the jocks and the geeks, and then there was the preppies, which usually they had the money and the the rich parents and the car. Sometimes they were the jocks. They kind of intertwined.
A little bit.
Generally, a lot of the preppies I knew were they weren't necessarily very buff and masculine, but they were rich and
Well, the parents were rich and they portrayed that they
had cars and stuff like that.
Which I was not one of those groups. I was just me.
Then there were the stoners and the headbangers and stuff like that.
Well, okay, yeah. So I hung out with the headbangers and stoners, because they're more my style.
I definitely felt in that category as well. When I was that age group, I had long hair when I was.
Well, I had long hair too.
And
now I have a French beret.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna
runway hairdo.
What?
Runway. Like you could land a plane on it.
Oh, not like walking runway.
Yeah. No, definitely not walking runway. Not the catwalk. But there were. I mean, I think there were more groups as kids got older.
Yeah, there were.
Because then they divided into different things now.
Well, yeah, now you have like the band kids that kind of hang out with the choir kids, or the choir kids that just push the band kids away because they're not cool enough to be with them and stuff like that.
Why is there different levels of coolness when it comes to band and choir?
You know what? Well,
okay,
you have different level of band. I mean, you have those segregated band kids. You really do. Then you have the segregated choir kids. The sopranos don't want to hang out with the baritones. But the baritones are cool. They hang out with the tenors because the tenors are awesome. Because I was a tenor, and because look at me. Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Either am I. I'm just picking up names and words and stuff that I hear from my daughter because she knows all this stuff. But band kids, you don't have like the clarinet players hanging out with the trumpet players. You really don't.
I don't understand why they are segregated just by their instruments.
Because they're different.
Oh, okay. And that makes no sense.
I know. We say love all.
So you're basically saying now, based on your school activity, everybody's going to be segregated.
Yeah, I'm talking out of my tuchus right now because I have no idea what I'm exactly saying.
So back to my subject then.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about too many comic book movies.
Which I like them. I don't watch them, but I like them.
It's sad because I'm kind of going back to a lot of Disney movies. I saw the new trailer for Wreck-It Ralph.
There's a new one coming out?
Yeah, it comes
out
this November. How come
you didn't mention this last week?
Because I didn't see it until this week. I don't think I got to see it until like Wednesday of this week.
That's a cartoon, though. I mean,
But it's the only thing that's different anymore. It really is.
Yeah.
That with the animated movies are kind of exploring stuff that you don't see a lot.
The gnome movies. They got a new gnome movie coming out.
Oh, the Gnomeo and Juliet.
Yeah, but now it's like Sherlock Gnomes or something like that.
I never saw the first one.
It's cute. Yeah. It's cute. It's not my favorite, but it's cute.
Yeah. I mean, you get to do cool stuff. I mean, there's something they could do. I would be all for them redoing like all the Shakespeare movies. That would be something different that hasn't been done for a while.
Shakespeare movies?
Well, like Romeo and Juliet. They've done movies for this before.
Wasn't that like a musical?
There was a musical also. There had been all kinds of different interpretations. The one that was really cool was the one that had Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And it was actually all the pretty much word for word from the original play. But it was set in modern times. So it was really different and really cool. I recommend that movie.
What was that one?
What was it? It was a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, like I just said. It was based off of the original play in the words, but it was set in modern times.
Is that the one where he drew a picture of a naked female and then
went
into the water?
That was Titanic.
Oh, horrible movie.
That was a horrible movie.
They should remake that movie and tell people not to get on that boat.
Yeah, it would be much more entertaining and a much shorter movie.
Yes, thank you.
Which is
We'll still take your $12 for the movie, though.
Yeah, they still will. Macbeth was another big movie that they did. That Mel Gibson was in that movie.
He was?
Yeah.
I like Mel Gibson.
I do too.
How come I don't know this movie?
It was early 90s. I remember it because I had it on VHS tape.
Is that the one who had kept yelling, "Freedom"?
No, that was Braveheart. And he only...
Braveheart was Shakespeare?
He didn't... No, Braveheart was not in Shakespeare. That was Scotland. And I don't think Scotland and Shakespeare got along because he was British.
Who, Braveheart?
No, Braveheart fought the British because he was Scottish.
So did Braveheart's parents not like him? Name him Braveheart?
No, they didn't. I don't know where Braveheart, the name came from.
Where did the blue stripes come from?
That was a Scottish thing. They painted themselves. It was like a battle paint.
Yeah, but I'm part Scottish and I don't walk around with blue paint.
You also don't walk around in a kilt, thankfully.
Oh, I want a kilt so bad.
I know you do.
Oh, I want a kilt.
Again, that goes back to where I was saying. They need more fantasy or just old sword and sorcery type movies.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
That was good. Yeah, Sorcerer's Apprentice. Wait a minute, you're not talking about the really bad remake of that had like
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Come on, Nicolas Cage is cool.
Nicolas Cage has never been cool. No.
Yes.
He is such a on-screen anomaly.
It is awesome.
It's like a train wreck. You cannot avert your eyes.
Nicolas Cage.
He's never been good in a movie.
Oh really? What's that? What, Coming to California or whatever that movie you were talking about? Or no, Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona, he was good simply because that movie was written for a psychopath, and fortunately there was one in Hollywood at the time to play it. And that was Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. I mean,
that's a great movie.
Was it Ghost Rider, right?
That's a terrible movie.
That's an awesome movie.
That's a comic book movie. We're trying to come up with
that's an
ideas
awesome movie.
that are not comic book related.
Mrs. Fab don't like those comic book movies too much, but that's like one of her favorite ones.
Why?
And if she gives me the thumbs up to watch a movie that's comic book style or just watch anything because
that's not only a comic book movie, that's a terrible comic book
movie. It was an awesome movie.
No.
Then you had Elliot in it.
Which Elliot?
Sam
Elliott?
Samuel Elliott. I mean, that guy
He's good in everything.
God, that guy's... I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley because he would just...
He would talk to you and you would like beat yourself up.
In a heartbeat. That dude's like awesome.
Yeah,
it's like
his
the epitome
voice,
of cool.
Yeah, his voice is just one of the... It's hypnotic to the point where it's like you'd come up to Sam Elliott in a dark alley and you'd pull like... I mean, this is how he's like a superhero because he'd deter and cry because they'd come up to him in an alley and they'd pull a knife and it's like, hand over your wallet.
And all he would do is say, he would go, eat beef.
And then
he did the beef commercials.
Yeah, he did. It was like he was the voice for eating steak because he was so cool that, it's like, okay, what's the coolest thing that would get people to eat something that's tasty and delicious? They already want this, but we want them to eat more. But they've already eaten so much that they're stuffed, so we need somebody so cool that's going to make them want to eat more.
I got it! Get Samuel Elliott!
And then you're sitting there and you've got like a giant hamburger and a steak and beef sticks, and you're just, I can't eat any more beef. And then Sam Elliott comes on the TV and says, eat beef. And it's like, I can't help it. And then
you have to do it.
You
just have to do it.
So you have to order.
Plain and simple.
And that's, he'd be getting robbed at knife point. And then you'd have to drop everything you do to go find like a roast beef sandwich.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, to play off that whole, he was the voice of beef for a while. He played the voice of a cow in barnyards. Barnyard animals or barnyard whatever. He was the one that died.
I know which movie you're talking about. Is that the one that Rosie...
No. Rosie O'Donnell?
Not Rosie O'Donnell. The other... Roseanne. I'm sorry. Roseanne.
Rosanna Dana?
No, not Rosanna Dana. Roseanne Barr. She
was
in a
movie.
movie.
That's what I said, isn't it?
She was in a movie that was an animated movie about cows.
Oh no, they had the 3 cows. Yeah, no, that was like that. That was long. No.
I can't place what movie you're talking about.
It was Home on the Range.
Home on the Range.
Yeah, that was that one.
Okay.
I know cartoons. Kind of.
Kind of. That probably would have been about your age group when that movie came out.
No, maybe. Yeah.
I guess that was during the darker times of Disney. Is that a Disney movie? I should look that up. I don't know. I think that's a Disney movie. He's going to look that up.
I'm going to look that up. Ooh, Instagram.
Anyway, I think that
By the
was
way,
during
folks, Those Crazy Clowns, we're on Instagram. Check us out.
Yeah. We do more on Instagram. We have a Facebook account, but honestly, we get more attention on Instagram. So most of our videos are on Instagram other than YouTube. We have more videos on Instagram that are not on YouTube. We're trying to upload some of them to share with everybody. So we're kind of multifaceted. Did you find an answer at Long Range?
I'm probably going to watch it.
No.
There's a soundtrack?
See if it was a Disney movie.
Okay, Roseanne Barr. Cuba Gooding Jr. was in it.
Judi Dench was in it.
Yeah, Judi Dench. Yep.
She played M in
Jennifer Tilly.
Tilly. She's done a lot of stuff with Disney. She actually does the voice.
Randy Quaid. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know a part he played.
Yeah. Jennifer Tilly does the voice. If you ride the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World and Disneyland, Jennifer Tilly does the voice of the head that's in the crystal ball.
It's a Walt Disney featured animation.
2004.
I wasn't born yet.
Oh, shush. Anyway, that was during Disney's darker times. The post-Renaissance is what they call that.
Post-Renaissance for Disney?
Yeah, post-Renaissance. The Renaissance movies were starting with The Little Mermaid, and then kind of went through Aladdin and Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and all those big known ones.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Not even included in this. But then, kind of after that, Disney started...
It's kind of been such a mighty long time.
Started going downhill a little bit. So they released, I think it was like Hercules.
That was a cool movie.
They
cartoon movie.
Because they released that. There was like Emperor's New Groove.
I love that
movie.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Wonderful movie.
Took my line on that one. That was awesome.
Very good movie.
Love that movie. No touchy.
But then there was like Atlantis, I think, was in that group.
Yeah, Atlantis. That wasn't very good.
Not very good.
No.
And then this Home on the Range and stuff like that.
Which was entertaining, but not really.
So that was kind of their post-Renaissance downswing. Not much came out of Disney at that time until they bought Pixar. And oh, goodness. Because now I've come full circle on this. Because this year, coming out of Disney Studios is Incredibles 2. It's not necessarily based off of a comic book, but it is superheroes. And I cannot wait to see it. That's my shameless plug for them. Go see Incredibles 2 when it comes to theaters.
When's it coming out?
Sometime this June.
This June.
This June.
It's not a June.
The Incredibles was one of Pixar's most underrated movies.
Oh yeah, completely underrated. It was a phenomenal movie.
Loved it.
It was cool.
I'm very excited to see the sequel. I don't necessarily think it needed a sequel,
but
I'm still looking forward.
Well, everybody wanted to know what happened to the baby.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to know, well, what's the baby's superpowers? Although he showed that he can turn himself
into like some kind of demon thing and then he's got like teleporting powers. He's got like all kinds of powers.
I gotta watch that movie again because I don't remember all of them.
And again, is that enough to make you're superheroes? Do you need a whole nother movie on more superheroes? I like The Incredibles because it's not a movie about superheroes necessarily. It's about the family dynamic.
Yep.
And somebody who used to be somebody special and dealing with getting old, which hits home.
It does. It really does. I actually want to.
I know that feel.
I want to watch a movie about. I want to watch a movie on drying paint drying. We're doing Instagram right now. Just speaking about Instagram. Hey guys, guess what? We're on show. We're live.
We're live right now.
We're not really live, but we're live. So what you're watching right now is not live, but what you're watching is live.
Yeah. So
you're better than them because you're first.
These guys up here are seeing this a week later.
I'm not going to show you that.
That's going to be like opening up a time space.
Oh, we don't want that.
Rip.
So Well, we got now. You guys right there are on the show. You're on the show.
We're talking about movies.
We're talking about movies. What's your opinion about movies? We're talking about movies, right?
I think so. I've lost my.
We haven't forgot about you guys.
No,
we still love you.
Come back to you.
We're coming right back. Hold on. It's only got like 12 seconds left, so
okay.
I think it's a minute long on these things.
Okay,
right?
I'm going to go with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done the full time. So just in case, I love you.
Bye. The only thing
it is a minute. It is a minute.
These guys that were here, who are watching it when it comes on YouTube, at least get to see the actual background.
Oh yeah, see, you guys are lucky there.
But these guys got the behind the scenes.
You got the behind the scenes.
In the studio with us right now. See, we've got all this stuff. We got the green screen. We got the mics. We got the cameras. We got the lights. We should make our own movies. Now, last week I told you we're going to make The Killer Kittens from Outer Space. It is not a shameless ripoff of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, although we are clowns and we're making a movie about killer something from outer space. Read into that as you will. But, again, it's not a comic book movie, so I give it my thumbs up. And that's all I got. Ganked up today. Looks terrible.
Yeah, mine kind of looks really stiff because it is. That's what I'm trying to get away from. I'm trying to grow it longer so I can get away from the whole stiffness using all the hair product. Oh, now it's all messed up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Skids and Fab U Lus Show. The only show where two clowns come on and discuss their train of thought, only to quickly derail.
Which we really proved today.
Oh, yes we did. If you like what you saw, and you might need to consider looking for professional help if you like this. But if you do like it, consider donating to our Patreon channel, where you can get early access to all of our videos, except for the one that the Instagram people are already watching right now. In the future or the past. I don't know how that whole time travel thing works. But you do get early access to all of our videos, plus other bonus content.
Yeah, and if you'd like to donate, but you're still really cool in watching the whole Instagram thing and trying to figure out how to get on Instagram with those crazy clowns, which is those crazy clowns, look us up. It's not hard.
You can do that and still donate at the same time, by the way. That's not a good excuse.
Well, you're right. Sorry, I'm not giving that one to you. Come up with your own.
Yeah.
You can always subscribe to the channel and remember to hit like. What did I mess up again?
No, you didn't mess anything up.
I almost had it. You can always remember to like, comment, and click the bell button. Wait.
Yes.
Comment. Wait, you see? I had to rewrite what he wrote because he's a lefty, and the purple pen, it just doesn't work with him.
But you were reading it just fine.
I was, but you messed me up.
I didn't.
Because you said, I swear to God, I thought you said you screwed up, and I'm like, what?
Nobody said anything. You were doing fine. Just finish.
I'm gonna cry. Remember to like, comment, and click the bell button to be notified when new videos are posted.
Wow! If you would have only done that the first time, you would have actually gotten it right.
Love ya.
That means we got a whole nother week that we have to do this, because as soon as he gets it right, we're going to have to end the show.
Retire.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're going to be on for a long time. He said love you, so I got to say bye.
Love ya.
Bye.
Love ya.
Got nothing.
I am Blue Ninja.
And are you going to take that off for our video, or are we just doing it as is?
Is this what I got to do to get my nose smaller?
Apparently.
Look at how pretty that is.
You have a very...
Kind of blends right in.
Kind of a very anime style nose now. Is that... The problem is you got it wrapped around so hard you can't even just grab it and yank it off because, you know, probably...
Oh! Oh, my nose! I'm breaking free! Oh! Oh!
At least I don't have to worry about this week's bonus clip.
Oh.